Hello friends, this is Juliet and I welcome you to Prega News. Today in this video we will learn about 7 signs of ovulation, when you can get pregnant. So let's check out. A positive result of an ovulation predictor test. An ovulation predictor kit works a lot like at-home pregnancy test. You urinate on a stick or into a cup in which you place the stick or test stripe. 2 lines will appear. When the test line is darker than the control line, you are about to ovulate. This is the time to have sex to get pregnant. Ovulation tests are a popular way to detect ovulation, but they have their pros and cons. It's less work than charting your basal body temperature. More on that below. The fancier ovulation monitors, digital ones, can be relatively easy to use. The simpler test can be difficult to interpret, not always easy to determine when the test line is darker than the control. Can get expensive, especially if your periods are irregular or you are trying to conceive for a long time. Not a guaranteed sign you ovulated. You can get a positive result and not ovulate. Women with polycystic ovarian syndrome, that is PCOS, which I have already discussed in one of my previous slides, may get multiple positive results even if they are not ovulating, making the kits useless. Fertile quality cervical mucus. When you are approaching ovulation, secretion near the cervix, known as cervical mucus, increase and transform into a raw egg white-like consistency. This fertile quality cervical mucus helps sperm swim up and into the female reproductive system and makes sexual intercourse easier and more pleasurable. When you are not in a fertile stage of your cycle, cervical mucus is stickier. The stages of cervical mucus are almost dry to none, sticky, creamy, watery, raw egg, white-like, and then back to sticky or dry. You can learn to track these changes and predict ovulation. When you have wet or egg white like cervical mucus, that's the time to have sex to get pregnant. Increased sexual desire. Nature knows exactly how to get you to have sex at the ideal time for conception. A woman's desire for sex increases just before ovulation. Not only does her desire for sex go up, but she also looks sexier. The actual bone structure of a woman's face shifts slightly, her walk becomes sexier, and this is an easy way to time sex for pregnancy. Of course, ovulation isn't the only thing that can have your libido soaring. Also, if you are anxious, stressed, or depressed, you have not noticed or have an increase in sexual desire even right before ovulation. Sustained basal body temperature increase. Your basal body temperature (BBT) is your temperature when you are at rest. While you may think of a normal body temperature as 98.6, the truth is that your body temperature varies slightly throughout the day and month. It goes up and down based on your activity level, what you eat, your hormones, your sleep habits, and of course if you get sick. After ovulation, progesterone level rise in your body. The hormone progesterone causes your temperature to rise slightly. If you track your BBT, you can see when you ovulated. Some things to know about tracking your BBT. Requires you take your temperature every morning. At the same time, every morning, no sleeping in. Before you get up to use the bathroom in the morning, free apps and websites can be used to chart your BBT. Can't predict ovulation, but can tell you the appropriate day ovulation occurred after the fact. Now, a great method if you work the night shift, don't have regular sleep habits, Your BBT chart can be used by your doctor to diagnose irregular cycles or ovulation problems. Fertile cervical position. If you think of your vagina as a tunnel, the tunnel ends at the cervix. Your cervix shifts position and changes throughout the menstrual cycle. You can track these changes. Just before ovulation, the cervix moves up higher. You may have difficulty reaching it. It becomes softer to the touch and opens slightly when you are not in the fertile stage of your cycle. The cervix is lower, harder and more closed. While you may think cervix checking is limited to gynaes during childbirth, it is something you can learn to do, and while you are checking your cervix, you can evaluate your cervical mucus changes too. Breast tenderness. Ever notice that your breasts are sometimes tender to the touch, but not always? The hormones your body produces after ovulation causes this. You can take notice of this change as a way of knowing that ovulation has occurred. You can't predict ovulation this way, but it can be reassuring if you are wondering if you are ovulated this cycle yet. That said, breast tenderness could also be a side effect of fertility drugs. Fertile saliva ferning pattern. A ferning pattern is your saliva is another possible sign of ovulation. A unique and uncommon way to detect ovulation. A ferning pattern looks like frost on a window pane. There are specialized microscopes sold for this purpose, or you could technically use any toy store microscope. Some women have difficulty detecting the ferning pattern because it is an unusual way of tracking ovulation. You won't find many people online to ask advice from. Unlike with cervical mucus or basal body temperature tracking, where there are many support forums from which you can receive feedback and guidance. Mittelser's pain, that is ovulation pain. Ever notice a sharp pain in your lower abdomen that seems to occur randomly? If that pain comes mid-cycle, you may be experiencing ovulation pain. Some women get ovulation pain every month. Research has found that mid-cycle pain, Mittelschmerz, German for middle pain, occurs just before you ovulate, which would be when you are most fertile. For most, ovulation pain is a temporary sharp pain in the lower abdomen. However, others experience pain severe enough that it prevents from having sexual intercourse during their most fertile time. This could be a possible symptom of endometriosis or pelvic adhesions. You should tell your doctor. Hope this video have helped you a lot regarding the 7 signs of ovulation. And thank you for watching Prega News, and keep in touch with Prega News. If you like this video, please do not forget to subscribe, share and like my channel. Thank you.